An executive mother and wife from Dorchester is competing in an international beauty pageant and trying to solve a global problem. In her other capacity, she's crusading against human trafficking through her children's book and as national spokesperson for Children of the Night. And before her departure for the International Mrs. Universe competition in South Africa, we'd like to welcome the Mrs. Universe for North America, Janelle Woods McNiff. Thank you very much for being with us, Janelle.
Thank you for having me.
I want to start with your send-off because you have a lot of fans in Dorchester who got together. What was that like?
I do. It was amazing. So I have a great support system, and I had people at this event who I had never met who believe in the work that I'm doing. So that for me, in my hometown of Dorchester, was just an amazing send-off.
And of course, an interesting comment from one of them from Dorchester, City Councilor Ayanna
Yes.
Presley. This is about human trafficking because a lot of us hear that term. We always think immigrant, people in other countries, and this could be right here in Boston.
It absolutely, and it is happening in Boston. It's happening in our community surrounding Boston. This is a local issue. It's an international issue, but it's absolutely a local issue.
What got you started on this?
So I met this young girl. Her name was Nicole. I got invited to an event that an organization who worked with young girls who had been trafficked. And when I met her, I was shocked about how she appeared. And so my own bias was that there was a certain type of girl that had been trafficked. And Nicole looked like your everyday girl. And she became the face for me of wanting to save every person like her, because I realized Nicole was someone's daughter, someone's sister, someone's friend, and for a whole host of reasons, she had been preyed upon and coerced and forced into a lifestyle that ultimately changed her entire life. So for me, it was the eye-opening experience that told me that our young girls are being preyed upon. It's not just inner city girls, it's suburban girls, it's girls here in Boston and across the world, and that it's our job as community members to make sure that our girls are not forced into doing these horrific things.
What's the best way to prevent something like this from happening?
It's a couple of things. I think the first thing is, if there is no buyer, there is no human trafficking or trafficking, sex trafficking. So really, it is to put the blame where it goes. It's not the girls. It's the individuals that are purchasing young girls and those who are forcing them into doing these things. So I think Boston is incredible because our police system, our social service system, our nonprofits really do understand that our girls are the vulnerable people and that the criminals are those who are actually committing these crimes and purchasing and selling our young girls. I think the first act is that we really have to change the conversation and put it on the individuals who are doing these heinous crimes and really see our young girls as the victims and the prey that they are.
I imagine they're not just driving by, and pulling vulnerable teenagers off of street corners. I mean, they may be on social media.
It's absolutely a social media back page. There's a lot of different places where people are using online sites to lure girls into modeling and into traveling. And so they really do have this place where they're marketing and attracting girls who they know are vulnerable. They're purchasing them token gifts and making promises that they can't keep. So it's not just this upfront way of getting girls. It's a real luring process that these individuals use to get our girls.
This has been in news, and we're talking with Janelle Woods McNiff, the national spokesperson for Children of the Night. Janelle, you've also written a book about this. Yeah. Tell us about that.
So I wrote a book. It's called Grandma's Crown, The Story of Queen Janelle. And it's about my relationship with my grandmother, who is my own personal queen. And it just instills this parental grandparent relationship story, and it includes information about what I feel like a true queen is: someone who gives back to her community, someone who holds herself with grace and poise. So it's a really cute children's story, and all the proceeds from that book go to benefit Children of the Night, the nonprofit that I am the spokesperson for.
Tell me a little more about this grandmother. What did she do in life that inspired you?
So my grandmother, she was actually working in an older adult home. She was the chef for that facilities, but what she saw her position was that she was providing nourishment to these individuals and family and friendship relationships to them. So she really was a caretaker across the board. But what she told me the most was that regardless of your position in life, you have an opportunity and a responsibility to hold yourself with grace, and that regardless of what you have, there are people who have less. and that it really is incumbent upon us to give back and to make sure that our community is as vibrant and as healthy as it should be.
Well, even if you win in Durban, it's not just about getting a trophy and doing a victory lap.
No.
You have to do some work, right?
Yes. So what I love about this pageant, so I actually got started in this pageant from another pageant. So I competed at Miss Transcontinental Pageant, which is run by a former Mrs. Universe. Her name is Sabrina Pinion, and she created this program called The Pledge, which is to help end domestic violence. Once I won the opportunity to go to Mrs. Universe, the Mrs. Universe has a platform about ending violence against women and children. So what I love about both of these pageants is it's not enough to just be pretty. It's not enough to wear the best dress. You have to actually commit to ending violence against women and children in some capacity. So they provide a great platform to do so, but the job is really not just looking pretty with the crown. It really is to do something in your community.
It was also interesting, you have to exercise a lot of the skills, probably like the skills that you exercise in your day job.
Yeah.
Explain how that's supposed to work.
It's full circle. So I have one of the best jobs, I believe. I work for a corporate foundation, Harvard Pilgrim Healthcare, and I engage our employees in giving back to the community. It's a part of who we are as a company, our mission, our culture. So I help our employees become philanthropists and help everyone in our community know that Harvard Pilgrim is a great place to not only work, but to do business with. So a lot of what I do intertwines in terms of, I think for me at my core, giving back is who I am. So it's great that I'm able to do it in my formal capacity, but also in my spare time.
We should finally mention for people who are concerned about human trafficking or any signs of trouble among their children, they have a 24-hour hotline, so I guess people can call up and get some help.
They do. Children of the Night is based in California, but they have women and young girls from all across the country. If you call them, they're 1-800-551-1300. They will provide resources wherever you are.
Thank you very much for being with us.
Thank you.
And best of luck.
Thank you very much.
Janelle Woods McNiff. We'll have more news in just a moment.